Hi, it's Mickey Dolenz here. You're listening to Inspirado Projecto.
I don't know if I mentioned this one or not. I had this idea for a character named Weird instead of Weird Al, because, you know, the L, lowercase L, it looks like an uppercase I, unless, of course, the I has the little things across. So I had this idea how cool it would be if you had this character named Weird AI. And it's a robot. It's artificial intelligence, and it's hugely inspired by Weird Al, and it looks like Weird Al. And this is just coming to me. For a while, I thought, how cool would that be if you came out with an album of parodies? Now, if you're going to use this idea, you got to either credit me or ask me to be a part of this project. An album of covers of Weird Al originals. Weird Al has, you know, he's got his own originals out there. But I've never heard anyone do remakes of them. Actually, I'm inspired. Let's see. I'm going to look up... I'm going to look up Nature Trail to Hell and see what those chords are. Wow. Whoops. What the hell's going on here? So, imagine this weird AI does like its own parody album of a Weird Al originals. Because I thought how cool that would be. Because I've never heard anyone do parodies of his songs. So we're going to see what these chords are. Yeah, there you go. Weird AI. Today's August 10th. I've had 2 interviews over the past couple days with Spencer McCall, director of the Institute in Bright Axiom, and Green View Boulevard. He has given a lot of behind-the-scenes secrets of the Institute and how it became Dispatches from Elsewhere, the TV show that's currently available on AMC. You can actually listen to the podcast, the first podcast I did with him yesterday, August 9th. I did another one with him today. However, these will be spaced out. I have some more folks from the Harmonic Convergence yet that I promised I would interview. So I want to get a couple of those folks presented before I unravel the second interview with Spencer. There is another sort of branch that has grown from the Institute and Dispatches from Elsewhere and the Latitude Society. There is another branch that has grown. It's called Crystore Inc. CRYSTORE Inc.com. On their website, you can see Greenview Boulevard. You can see that movie on there. You can see it for free. They do have a donation button on there. They have a bunch of charities they're supporting. And it's a really good movie. It's very well put together. It's amazing when you see true imaginations at work, creating the art that they want to see in the world. Spencer McCall himself shows up in Greenview Boulevard. He's good at making, as the phrase goes, meta. He's good at making meta content. You'll notice this happening with Dispatches from Elsewhere. Check that out. That series is on AMC. You can check that out. The Institute, I don't know if it's on Netflix or not. But that you got to check that out. The Institute is where the rest of this stuff evolved from. Very fascinating. Very, very fascinating. Another podcast I recently did features Maria Humphreys from Strong Body, Strong Soul. She stops by. So does Ellie Patrikios, a model, actress, absurdist. She's very funny. You got to check out her Instagram page. I had the joy of acting with her in the movie Black Pumpkin, which we are currently still working on to get out there into the world. We keep getting steps closer and closer to finally getting it released. The movie before that, Legend of Fall Creek, that is currently, finally we got all the deliverables down, and we got that sent off to our sales agent who's putting it together for distributors. And that'll be a lot of fun to see how that comes about. All right, we are nearing the store here. I wrote down, yesterday I looked for healthy foods that are high in calories. That's what I'm after right now. We just found out some good news about the next movie we're going to be working on, House in the Middle of Nowhere. We might actually start shooting this before the end of the year. So we'll see how that all turns out. More on that later. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now 7:04. Today's the 13th of August. Can't believe it's August already. Isn't it amazing? 2020 just began, and this is how it is. Wow, so amazing. So I've been going down a rabbit hole. I still have yet to publish the second most recent interview I had with Spencer McCall, one of the masterminds behind the Institute. I don't know if I mentioned this to you or not, but he brought up a website that is run by people who are big fans of the Institute and Dispatches from Elsewhere. Also the movie In Bright Axiom. And they put together a website called Crystore, Crystore, Inc., I-N-C. So imagine you're spelling the word crystal, but then you're adding the word store to it, basically. Like a crystal store. Crystore, Inc. CRYSTOREINC.com. So check that out. It's really interesting. The movie Greenview Boulevard is up there. Spencer describes it as a fan-made film. It's a great movie. It's clever how all of this is so very well tied together. Oh, there's also an affiliate of Crystore. They're called Mesmer and Braid. Mesmer and Braid. Also connected with Crystore is something called the Verlies Society. Verlies Bridge Society. It's really cool the way that they have tied this together in a very multi-dimensional parallel universe type of situation. It's really cool. I suggest you dive deep into it. It's very good. So I'll be releasing that second interview after I interview someone else. I think it'd be good to just put another thing in between them. Check out that interview, by the way, if you're a fan of Dispatches from Elsewhere or the Jejun Institute, for that matter. Check out the interview on my podcast. All right, I'm going in the store. I'm going to get some spritzers. We'll talk more later.
Wow, Kurt, I'm loving this episode, this conversation with Feather that you are having. I love the correlation that you're making between people staying at home right now, yes, in the quarantine. It's really making people work on their own energy and allowing themselves to develop in ways that they may not have previously had time to do. I think we're going to have to change our mindset about how our society in general works with what having a job even means and what money means. We can have that conversation another day. But I'm really liking the conversation. Thank you so much for being out here. And I'll talk to you soon. It's Maria, by the way. Strong body, strong soul. I'll talk to you soon.
As you can tell, some of the information on this podcast jumps around. Time travels from various date to various date. I've got a backlog of information that I just go dole out there. Thank you so much, Maria Humphreys. She's commenting on a podcast I had with a woman named Feather, and you could check that out. Also, I mentioned earlier in this podcast that I had an interview with Spencer. So the most recent one was called Dispatches from the Institute. I think that's what I called it, Dispatches from the Institute. And the next one was Dispatches from Crystore, Inc. Check those out. But Maria and I recently had a podcast where she interviews me. She interviews me on her podcast, and we talk all about this stuff. We go deep diving on these subjects. So it's on the Strong Body, Strong Soul Facebook page. You can see what we look like. You can see how we interact. We went live on Zoom, also simultaneously on Instagram, and try to be as ubiquitous as possible. And that ended up getting saved on the Facebook Live, so you could go on there. You could check that out. If you want to go to her podcast and check out what she does, really, it's a really great podcast. It's called Strong Body, Strong Soul, and her name is Maria Humphreys. Into meditation. She's a life coach. She's a Renaissance woman. Check out her stuff. Thank you, Maria, for calling in.
Hey, Inspirado, it's Man here. Thank you for your message about contagion. That was very interesting. I wanted to see what you thought about the virtual DNC, the DNC Skype convention. Did you see that? How did they pull that off in terms of, being able to Skype everybody in? It's like a Brady Bunch convention. Just wanted to get your thoughts about DNC and, is it a convention or is it just a virtual Skype meeting, right? I don't know, did you notice anything that was interesting about that confetti that blew out behind Joe Biden? I don't know. Maybe most people are just used to all this virtual stuff, so it's not a surprise. But I don't know. It seems a little surreal that they could pull it off. Somebody said it was their attempt at subverting technology.
I have got to say, man, behind the machine, you are my news source. I did not watch the DNC or the RNC. I hear whispers of what's going on in politics through the hinterlands, through folks like yourself. If I happen to be responding to people on Twitter and I see some trending topics or things that people are talking about, I usually am not really getting myself involved with it, as I'm very suspicious of who's really running the game. I frequently liken it to the idea of one company owning both Coke and Pepsi. And then you go, no, Coke is terrible. No, Pepsi is terrible. No, this is why Coke is better. This is why Pepsi is better. And then they have price wars, and it's a funny little game. All the while trying to get people divided, competing, all that stuff. But I love hearing the perspectives and the lenses through which my fellow cosmic detectives, what they're looking through, what they're discovering, the findings, the curiosities. I don't watch the news. I just create my own stuff, and that's been my modus operandi. I can imagine that there are tons of just very strange things that are seen in this day and age. If you ever see the documentary Unacknowledged, check out Unacknowledged. You most likely have. It's on Netflix. I've talked about this to a great extent. There's a lot of interesting information on there. Documents talking about how journalists, it's happened for the longest time. They plant, you probably know this, they plant journalists in there, CIA operatives. They pretend that they're journalists, and they give the information that they want the populace to know. The news stations are told what to put up there, told what not to put up there. There's a lot of censorship going on, a lot of filters that are going on between when something happens, and I'll also say when something allegedly happens, and then when it makes its way to the news. So, especially with today's technology, with face swap apps, and you were talking about the deep fakes. You could put anybody's face on anything, So that's what's going to get tricky when they, what is that? Is it in September? I know some of this stuff. There's some sealed indictments that are just waiting to be released. And that'll be some tricky stuff. So what if there's video footage, there's photos released of this stuff? People are going to go, well, I can easily put my face on the body of this pop star or that pop star. I've seen them popping up all over Instagram. I don't know how to do that, but it's fascinating that they can do that, right? I've got a face swap app. I sometimes, you can search for celebrities' faces and then they'll try to like wallpaper it onto your face. It's really quite interesting. I've done a few impressions of Eddie Vedder and a couple of folks in the past. John Travolta. Anyway, main point is I'm just suspicious of it all. There's plenty, as they say, truth is stranger than fiction. There is lots of stuff that just has not been revealed to us. And, is it necessary for us to know? They're probably thinking, is it necessary for them to know? If they now know about this information, what do we do with that information? So, I just don't know. What I'm realizing these days is that I'm more in tune with my reality experience, synchronicities, manifestation of reality. It's gotten quite tuned in during this quarantine. And my moment-to-moment satisfaction is very important to me. If everybody was concerned, if each person was just concerned about their moment-to-moment satisfaction, joyfulness, excitement, laughter. I heard the three main things that are just imperative: laughter, water, and eating healthy. Main things. Laughter is big deal. Big deal. It's a big deal. It's just as big of a deal as doodling is. Doodling and laughter are so important. And water. And eating healthy. And sunshine. Sunshine is also another good one. Sunshine is a big deal. So it's sunshine, laughter, eating healthy, drinking lots of water. And that's it. And then, of course, the sunshine. Just filled with joy, folks. That's what we're out here trying to do. That's what we're all out here trying to do. And that's the crazy thing about the detectives, because you find this information and then you go, who am I going to tell about it? And then, how do I change it? What do I do? Unless I'm like anonymous, unless I got friends who are anonymous, and I go, hey, can we just, those guys, man, those guys could totally unpack the truth, make it available all over the world. Could you imagine if Anonymous, our Robin Hood brethren, if they were to, and Sisterin, were to hack in to all the suspected bad guys, all the suspected villains, and release that information, get it out there? What then? How would people react? What then? I hope you're having a terrific day. I hope you're staying inspired. You're always innovative. Always coming up with stuff. Keep entertaining yourself, because as you entertain yourself, it entertains us. It reminds us of our multidimensional nature. You're doing a great job with your activism in the way that you are activating the excitement. activating the best versions of ourselves.
Here's your fun fact. Harrison Ford almost wasn't Han Solo. Burt Reynolds was among the top contenders to play Han Solo, along with Al Pacino, Jack Nicholson, and Christopher Walken. Wow. They picked the right one as far as I'm concerned. Stay tuned to Inspirado Projecto for more fun facts.
I just thought of a good farmer joke. Actually two in one. Who's the best insect bounty hunter in the garden? No, not bounty hunter. I was gonna say Han Soil. Han Soil. Who's the best space pirate in your garden? Han Soil. Here's another one. What space pirate keeps watch over your corn? Han Silo. So you get a 2-in-1 farmer Star Wars joke. I think Uncle Ben was a farmer, wasn't he? That's why he needed the droids. So yeah, there you go. Han Silo and Han Soil. So it's good that Uber has stayed in business during the...
Yeah, well, that might change soon.
Why?
They're trying to pass that bill that would force Uber and Lyft to recognize their drivers as employees and not contractors. And so Uber and Lyft have already threatened that if the bill gets passed, I think it's this week, then they're going to stop their services in California.
What? Wait, would you be able to turn that down a little bit?
Yeah.
I just want to hear what you're saying better. Okay, so I just want to wrap my brain around this. What's going to happen?
So for the last year and a half, 2 years, a lot of Uber and Lyft drivers have been striking because as independent contractors, we don't get employee benefits, we don't get healthcare, all that stuff. They don't have to provide that for us. So the problem is, Uber and Lyft say, well, if you guys want to be employees, yeah, we have to offer you healthcare benefits and stuff like that, but you no longer work on that flexible schedule that a lot of people are driven to Uber and Lyft in the first place. They control their hours, they work when they want to work, they log off when they want to log off. Mm-hmm. So it's been kind of like a conversation for the last year and a half, but it didn't really go anywhere. Eventually, I think earlier this year, probably January or February, the state Senate for California passed a bill that would force Uber and Lyft to recognize their drivers as employees and not independent contractors. I think it's been in the Senate for a while, and it kind of never really went anywhere, but for the first time, like 2 weeks ago, the governor, Newsom, actually sided with the bill. So basically, I think this week is when it goes into vote, but if it's approved, then officially Uber and Lyft drivers, all technically in the state of California, I don't think it's happening in any other state, but I'm pretty sure if it passed, other states would follow suit. But yeah, if it passes, then anyone who drives a car with Uber or Lyft is no longer just an independent contractor who's in charge of their own, work life. They officially are subject to, strict, employee rules per Uber and Lyft. They get the healthcare benefits and stuff, which is fine, but
what kind of rules do you think that they're going to make that,
so
Uber and...
like employer, taking leave, work days, work hours, stuff that most employer,
like they'll require you to 9 to 5 or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they would regulate that. I'm not sure how they would control it because there's so many freaking drivers. But all I know is that Uber and Lyft have threatened, because they've sent us the notifications. They've threatened that if California passes this bill, because the Uber and Lyft model, if you think about it, kind of relies on the flexibility and the independence
It
of
does.
drivers.
It totally does. Yeah.
So I get why drivers are irritated that they don't get, because you beat the hell out of your car.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You guys are getting all the wear and tear on this thing.
Yeah. So I get it, and they want to get compensated for all the gas mileage and oil change. They want healthcare benefits and all that stuff. I get it, but I don't think Uber and Lyft are necessarily meant to be full-time jobs. You can make a lot of money with it. Like, you can make anywhere from $150 to $200 a day on a pretty 8 to 9 hour workday. So it offers a lot, but I think the reason why Uber and Lyft's model is so successful is because it allows the drivers to be in control of their own financial situation with Uber and Lyft. You
Right.
make as much as you want to drive. So if they're forced to recognize their drivers as employees, the whole business model kind of collapses.
Well, why do you suppose that Uber and Lyft would go, it's almost like the model of if this, then that. Like, why would, what I'm trying to figure out is why would Uber and Lyft decide, like, okay, since you're our employees, now we're going to make sure that you have to do this. Like, why couldn't they just let you guys still be as open and free as you are now?
I think the problem is that first of all, it affects their bottom line, because the fact that they don't have to provide healthcare benefits to their employees and all the additional expenditures that are required usually of employer-employee relationship, they make a lot more money then. So I don't know, so let's say if it goes into law and Uber drivers become employees, I don't know what happens next. I don't know, do they regulate scheduling? Do they control how do drivers get compensated for overtime?
It's so interesting
I have no
because,
idea how the fuck it's going to work.
these companies make bazillions of dollars each year off you guys, and you think that they could...
and that's how the drivers feel. But
yeah, and you think that they could afford to at least give you guys a raise, or... I've read articles where Lyft drivers and Uber drivers are like sleeping out of their cars because they're trying to make ends meet, yet the CEOs of these companies are like, making tons of money.
Yeah, I think all I know right now is that the bill is being, I think it's supposed to be like going through roll call this week, but California and Uber and Lyft have both already threatened the state that if the bill gets passed, they are suspending their services within the state of California. So
So
this,
Uber and Lyft would suspend their services?
Yeah.
I can't believe that, because that would totally, if it's money that they're after, it would be chopping off their own limbs.
But that's the thing, though. You don't think if I think drivers have protested across America. I mean, for the most part, it's pretty heavy in California, but you don't think if California passes a state law, that other major cities like New York, Chicago, Detroit, all these major urban areas that have, a pretty substantial Uber market, you don't think they would follow suit and force Uber?
It's so interesting that they'd basically be, destroying themselves by shutting it all down.
Personally, I think I'm more opposed to the bill just because, I have other ways to get health care through my other job, but I don't, I actually like this model better, being in control. I don't know if that means they would put us on hourly salary if we became employees, because it's not my thing. I work in the film and TV industry. I'm literally doing this right now because the industry's down. And,
well, what do you do in the film and industry?
Right now, I have my own production company, but I do a lot more until I'm off the ground building my own business. I do a lot more just production management, production coordinating.
Oh, cool.
Work. Yeah, so...
Wow, do you have a card? I'm also in the industry, and we're putting some funding together for I can't go into big details, but we're going to need some positions filled, and if that's something that you do,
do you have?
I could keep you in mind.
I had cards. I'm trying to get them re-up to date because my headshots.
Well, if you got Instagram,
let's do Instagram.
Let's see.
I'll look you up on my end.
Oh yeah. Oh, good. Thanks for dropping me off.
Because I have two. Because I actually have my own production company, and I'm actually in development on a movie right now that's budgeted at over $5.5 million.
Awesome.
So I'll connect you through my personal Instagram, and
for sure.
I'll get
so
you my business.
Mine is Inspirado Projecto. Inspirado Projecto, and you'll see what looks like a little cosmic face of like a little child with glowing green eyes. Inspirado Projecto, all one word.
Oh, all one word.
Yeah.
Is it I-N?
Inspirado.
D-O.
Sorry about that. It's tricky to hear through a mask.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. That's me.
Cool.
Yes. So just send me a little message, and and we'll stay in contact.
Perfect.
Cool, man. Well, you
Bye,
take
buddy.
care. Have a good one. Thanks for the ride.
Thank you so much.
That is cool. You never know who you're going to meet, how it's all going to unfold. What you're about to hear next is All Together, All the Time by my friend Heather Phrase. We had an interview with her, actually, for Inspirado Projecto podcast maybe a few days ago. Maybe a week ago. Boy, time is flying. She just channels this music now. She says it used to take her a long time to write songs. Now all of a sudden these things just blipping her antenna. Bleep, blop, blooping that antenna. She just steps out of the way, and it comes flowing through. Lightning Bolt City, baby. Just zip, zap, zapping. Rolling and rocking. So, I figured this was a great sort of workaround into getting her song onto Spotify and all these various areas of listening, so she doesn't have to send it directly to Spotify. I thought, hey, wait a second, I got a podcast. It's distributed to every single podcast app out there in the universe. And this will offer people the opportunity to hear her stuff. Heather Phrase. I'll put her link into this description here to her Facebook page. We've been meeting in it's called, if you go to, there's something called theconversation.cc, which is going on all the time. In fact, right now, there's a 24-hour block party. If you go to that website, it'll direct you directly to a Zoom link. Actually, I'll just give you let's see. I'm going to give you the Zoom code right now. So any of you who are just want to talk to people, if you're spiritual minded, it's if you've had UFO abductions, you've paranormal experiences, just it's a safe place for that type of stuff. So I'll put the Zoom code into the description as well. However, if you go to theconversation.cc, my computer's taking a while to load up here. So if you go to theconversation.cc, it will give you the link directly to the Zoom. And even if you don't have Zoom on your laptop or what have you, but you got it on your phone, just what I like to do is I just copy those digits. I just remember those, write them down on a piece of paper or something, and then plug those in when I go on a Zoom to go join a meeting. You just plug those numbers in there. Everyone is very welcoming. There were psychics in there last night. Mediums. They work with the dead or the afterlife. Just incredible. Great high vibrating folks. We had an open mic in there. Anyway, without further ado, Heather Phrase. She gave me permission to put this in here, and I need to share this song with you. Amen.
What if a man threw your daughter down with his bare hands, bruising her, abusing by command? You do what I say, I will take your freedom away. I see the truth, the pain you gave to me, you hold in you, the mistakes that you've made are nothing new. As long as there's been time, darkness has been ripping us away from the divine. All together, all the time. You and I and space can hurt a man. We're sensitive and free, just the way we're made to be. We're all together all the time. You're not alone. We're all together all the time. You are always, always home. All together all the time. You're not alone. We're all together all the time. You are always, always home. You are always, always home.
I was just typing into the search engine. I'm looking for a train to, the train schedule for this thing called the Pacific Surfliner. And for some reason I was surprised that it didn't take me exactly to the website that I was looking for. Now I realized, I only searched for it. Now it's giving me all the choices. Which, as usual, which website do you want to visit? Well, I just saw this idea. What if there was a search engine because a lot of times people will just pick whatever's on the first page on Google. They, rarely, how often do we go past that first page? How many times have we gone 10 pages deep? And so I thought, interesting. Wouldn't that be interesting if the search engine picked a random page that closely resembles what you searched for and goes to that page. So it's like an eeny, meeny, miny, mo type of thing. That could be maybe that's the search engine. Eeny. Is that with an E? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. E-M-M-M. E-M-M-M. Yeah. Remember Ask Jeeves? Remember that one? There's this, I'll call it a game. I remember something my brother, me, my roommates at the time would watch periodically. And it was a website. I don't know how we came across it. It was called The Hanged Man. Something tells me that it was like there was a site that had a whole bunch of different things that were going on live. This is in the early days, before YouTube went live, before Facebook went live. Let's say this was around 2002, maybe 2001, 2002, and there was a thing called The Hanged Man. I don't know if you remember this. I got to talk to my brother about this, and my buddy Andy. And you could, so basically what happened was it would take you to this site where it would show these people just at home hanging out. And so first it was so the videos we saw, it's called The Hangman. We're like, what the heck's going on? And it would just show a clip of these people that die. So someone's there in their bathroom. For some reason you're like, oh, what's this? They got a camera in there. Someone goes in and kills them in their bathroom, and then the hanged man has a certain card that he then lays on that person, then he leaves. And so it's like you get this idea that this person staked out this particular house, and the idea is that the person who dies is somehow related to the very card that is left there. And he represents the hanged man card. And this is something that was on the internet. And so what was interesting was it would give you a poem for the next one when it was going to happen. Let's say this is the the Jester of Goblets, if that even exists. The Jester of Goblets, or the Planter of Trees, or something. I can't remember what kind of different tarot cards there are, but you'd see them write a poem about this particular person, and the whole idea is that on a particular night, that hangman, that person is going to kill someone on that particular night. And you get the idea that they put they hide these cameras in the house, tiny cameras all throughout the house. So throughout that night, and I remember we went back onto that website at a certain time, I remember, to see what was going on, and it was just people hanging out. It was just them hanging out, talking about what they're going to eat that night. And we were like, what? This is boring. This is long before the Big Brother days. And but then, a day or two, we'd be like, oh, whatever happened to that couple? Well, then they were killed. So then there was an extra added thing that was going on up there, was that it was, then the police started. Now I don't know if this goes back, through all the videos, but I remember coming across one of the videos where the police had actually come into the apartment or what have you, house. They break it in, and they're like, yeah, this is how I figured out it was, I guess this was an ARG back in the day, before they had these titles. And the police were called the not San Diego. It was like a cross between it was like either Los Diego, San Angeles. I think it was called San Angeles. The San Angeles Police Department. And so then they ended up having their own site where it was them investigating, trying to figure out who is the hanged man. And I don't even know whatever happened to that. Let's see. I'm going to do a research on this and see if anyone remembers. Let's see. Live stream hanged man forum. I don't know. Let's see what happens here. This is probably going to come up with a bunch of people who do tarot cards, but I don't know. Let's see. Oh, no. No. Oh, shoot. No. Now they're talking about people getting hung from trees. That's... No. Ah, shit. Someone who hung themselves, committed suicide live on Skype? No. Shoot. Huh. I don't know. Let's see if 2000 live stream hanged man forum. I put 2000. Yeah, this is not gonna. Oh, interesting. I just found on this. I just scrolled down here. It says that man on the tree, spiritual poetry. Oh, the man on the tree. Maybe that's a Jesus poem. Family friend poems. So yeah, the Hanged Man. I don't even know how to even search for it. I don't even know how to search for it. But it was fascinating. It was like, when I think about it, it was like just such a brilliant piece of performance art that they did there. They must have had rehearsals somewhere, some point. Just like, okay, you guys just do this, or at some point tonight, I'm gonna. Maybe they just rehearse the death. Gosh, be interesting. I'm currently in an elevator on my way to rent a car. I'm leaving tomorrow morning for a secret mission to a town called Chico. And what you just heard there, this is all on the same day. This is what is it? Sunday the 16th. I'm going to leave tomorrow morning. And we're in a parking garage. I don't know if this will... Oh, yeah. I think it's good. Renting a gray Mitsubishi. Wow, this is cool. This parking garage is great. Wow, this is great. There's a car over here, Riviera. That's a big one. That's what they call a boat. Is this it? Gray Mitsubishi? Let's see what we got here. Oh, wow. They didn't have the smaller car, but they're giving me an SUV for the same price. How cool is that? Wowzers. So that's cool. Look at that. All right. Gas is at 5/8, as they said. Got to return it. I don't know if this thing will let me take a photo while I'm talking. We're going to try to do that. We're going to try to take a photo while we are talking. Let's see. Bump. Gas gauge. All right. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. That is what we're going to do. Wow. Got me a car that is big as a whale. All right. Here we go. On the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. My friend Jennifer Taliafro, a.k.a. Gentile Waves, just told me today... It's so funny. I didn't even pay attention this closely to the song Come Sail Away. But in there, it's talking about angels. Okay, it says the angels. And basically the lyric is, I thought they were angels, but they went up into a ship in the sky or something like that. And... so the song, it occurred to me, the song could very well be about an alien abduction. It could be about someone going onto a ship and they're saying, "Come sail away with me." So it sounds like "Come sail away with me." We're going on a ship. we're going on a ship like in the sea, but really it's a ship in the sky. Oh my gosh. I love it, man. She goes, I found a little Easter egg in the song Come Sail Away, because she got a tattoo of the notes on her arm. And so cool. Just one of our biggest supporters. Oh my God, there's some old cars over there, some old looking cars, man. Wow, that one has that Michael Keaton Batmobile look about it. Oh my God. Oh man, there's a bunch of like old cars over there in this garage. Oh my God, the kinds with the suicide doors. Oh man. Wow. I might not know you know, I might not know about cars, but I can definitely tell you, I know when I'm attracted to a car when I see it. That's for sure. All right, let's see here. We are approaching a robot here. Gonna feed it. Scan ticket. All right, baby. Here we go. We are on the road. We are rocking and we are rolling. We're rocking. We're rolling. Which reminds me, I'm going to put on the GPS and find my ways back home. So I will all right, here we go. So we will talk more later. This is just so exciting. Of course, I'll be giving updates. I'm going to attempt to give some updates on the road trip. All right, that's all for now.
This is Blythe Baines, and you're listening to Inspirado Projecto.
Okay, for some reason I thought I heard "Here Comes the Clowns." Here comes the clowns, because I just recently did a TikTok of a clown. I also did an Instagram story with the little tiny Joker in there from the new Joker movie, and I thought that was crazy. Here comes the clowns, or something. That was so crazy, so awesomely synchronistic.